Okay, today I'm going to teach you guys how to curl your hair for that special date night you got going on. So first I like to start with brushing my hair out, make sure I get rid of all the snarls. I grab my clip and I like to section just right behind the ears, and I clip all that rest of that hair up out of the way so it looks just like that. Then I want to take my curling iron. This is about an inch curling iron, just a Conair Target brand curling iron. Nothing fancy here. And I like to take that and take just a tiny-ish section, not too small. The smaller you go, the more Shirley Temple you're going to look. So just take a good solid chunk, and I like to curl away from my head. And I'll go curl away from my, away from my face is the proper term for that, and just kind of keep going back. You can kind of feel the chunks in your hand. Just grab a good enough amount. If you grab too much, it's not going to be curly enough for you unless you want a really loose wave curl. But we're going to get some good body in this curl today, so it's going to be nice and full at the end of this video. And I leave it on for, I don't know, about 30 seconds, I would say. Depends on your hair type, though. If you have really thin hair, it's going to, heat up a lot faster, so you don't need to leave it on. If you have super, super coarse hair, you're going to want to take smaller sections and maybe leave it on a little longer. I have pretty coarse hair, so so then I'm going to go to the other side, and I'm going to wrap again away from my face. And then I'll do that until I get all the way to the back. So at the end, in the back, you're going to have two curls kind of curling into each other. Alright, so now I'm finishing up this first layer. So now I am going to take my hairspray and I'm going to spray just this back piece that I've already curled, and I'm going to leave my curls exactly how curly they are. I know they look a little ridiculous, but you will see at the end why I will do this. So I always tell people not to touch any of the curls or even straight hair at all while it's hot. So then I'm going to layer out my next little section, so I don't know, about 2 to 1.5 inch sections wide. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Curl these front pieces away from my face. And then as you get towards the back, you can kind of alternate curls in this section. So, perfect. These front pieces don't take as long for my hair at least to curl, so I don't have to leave them on as long. So then I'm going to curl this one back away from my face as well. And then as you see, I always take my curling iron and curl about half of my hair. And then I kind of open up my curling iron and then get towards the ends at the bottom. This will have you keep more body in your hair instead of all the curls being at the very bottom. So I do that curl pretty tight to my scalp, and then I slowly release it a little bit, get more towards the end, hold it up there towards my root again, and then a little bit more, and then keep it on there, and then pull it out, and it'll be a tighter, more voluminous curl. So then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side like we did before. Alright, so we're finishing curling this section here. You want to go back like what we talked about. And then after I think that I got all the pieces, I like to take my mirror and take a look, and it looks like I missed a little piece. So I'm going to fix that one, and then hairspray it up, and then I'm going to do my sectioning again, about an inch and a half section for this one. and go all the way around my whole head like I did last time. Kind of more alternating curls as I go up. So the first one's always I like to go away from my face, but then the next ones I'll kind of more alternate back and forth between towards the face, away from the face, around this whole section. It's okay too if when you're curling the back ones, if they get a little lopsided, because it's kind of hard to reach. So if they end up just laying a little differently, don't worry about that. We'll fix that at the end. But again, don't touch the curls while they're hot. Just leave them exactly how they are, even though you look a little ridiculous right now. So perfect. Then I'm going to take my mirror, check and see. I got one goofy one, not a big deal though. Looking good. Hairspray that up again. And then I'm going to take my next section. So this is where when you have a part, you want to just take a section, I guess towards like more your heavy side of your part, and you want to alternate curls just like we've been doing, same exact thing. And then you want to leave the section at the top right now that I have. It's about 2 inches, maybe 2.5 inches wide. And you're going to want to leave that section like that. You're not going to curl the next sections like how we have been doing. You're going to do something a little bit different to give you a little bit more body and height, I guess, up on top, because no one wants a flat pinhead kind of curl. But I'm just taking these, kind of more barrel curling them, having them kind of stand up the curl inside of each other just to get the most volume that we can. Last one. Perfect. Now, hairspray those up. Now for this last section here, what we're going to do is take the back of this section, the very back of it. I'm going to take about 1 inch wide of a section. You can see that there. Then I'm going to take my teasing comb. You can also use just a regular comb too. I just really like the teasing comb. Tease it just a little bit. Take your curling iron and you are going to hold it on that teased area a little bit, just curved up. Hold it there just for a second, and then you are going to barrel curl these all the way to the root. Perfect. And then you're going to just slowly slide it out, and you're going to leave them as these perfect little barrel curl loops, and don't touch them. Leave them exactly how they are. Then you're going to take your next section. Same thing, back comb just from the mid strand to the root. Doesn't have to be crazy. I guess it just depends on how high you want the top, but you'll see at the end that I do get quite a bit of height with this. So then go to the tip, curl all the way to the root again, leave it on there for a little bit, and then you want to just open and close your curling iron just teeny little times just to slip it. Perfect. Slip it out so you don't mess up that curl at all. You can do the next section same way. And as we get to the bang area, we're going to do something a little bit different. Take your teasing comb, tease behind it. I don't like to tease the front of it because then my hair tends to look more frizzy. So you can do that. It just depends on how high you want it again. All the way to the tip of the hair, down to the root. You want to curl it. Leave it like that a little bit longer. Perfect. Then you want to slide it out just like we had talked about. Perfect. Leave those just like that, so you're going to look pretty goofy for a little bit. And then this is where we are getting kind of closer to the bang area. So this one, I'm going to take my curling iron and I'm going to curl it towards my face. So different than we've done with all the rest. So, and I didn't back comb this because I don't like the front looking frizzy. And I don't need that much height right in my bangs. I have quite a colic there anyways, so it works for me. You can tease the front if you really want to. I just choose not to. So then you're going to barrel curl this one just the opposite direction. So you're going to go towards your face. Perfect. Then you're going to take another section. So we'll leave one little section for the end here. So this is second to the last, and you're going to do the same thing. Don't back comb it, but curl it again towards your face. Awesome. And then your last little piece, you're going to take that one, and you're going to curl it again towards your face. I like to take smaller sections in the bang area because that's where I want it really curled and looking good. So, once you're done with that, and you're looking like a total dork, you're going to take your hairspray, everything again, just all over the place. So then you are going to take some oil. I like to use just any kind of oil. This that I have right now is a Veda. So rub that together in my hands really good after I've hairsprayed, and you're just going to ruffle it and mess it all up. Just undo all those curls you just did. Perfect. I like to start with the back first, and then I'm going to take the top pieces that I back combed and just kind of finger through them really good. Get all those bumps out and parts out. You don't want to see any of that. Kind of push the bangs back good. Flatten anything down that looks a little too high. Comb through those bangs. I like to get them a little bit straighter so they're not really ridiculous, but I do like the height still in my bangs. So I'm just taking my mirror, looking in the back, making sure I don't have any big holes from where I back combed or anything like that. It's looking pretty good. This kind of curling works really good in my type of hair too, just because it is pretty layered. So I'm just hairspraying all over again to kind of keep that look. But looking good, and that is kind of the finished look. Love it. It'd look a lot better if I was done up, but it's looking good. And this is just some extra stuff. I like to throw a little clip in there. If you like to do that, I wear big earrings, so I like to show off my earrings, so I'll kind of clip one side if I want. So if you have anything fun like that, use that, or headbands also. I like to take headbands sometimes, and I'll have the one ear showing too. Perfect. Awesome. So you can either leave it down or kind of mess with it. You could braid the one side and pin it up. You can do all kinds of stuff, but this is just how you would curl it. I do see a couple pieces that just need a little extra curling, so you can do that if you need to, but this is the finished look of the curling kind of layered medium length hair. So I hope you liked it, and thanks a lot guys for watching.